Well, hello, welcome to today's lecture. I hope you enjoyed your weekend and you are ready to learn some new concepts in chapter 2. So we started chapter 2 and today we're going to talk about different methods of measure of center of a collection of data. Okay, so we talked about 2.1, 2.2, 2.2 was graphs, and now we're going to start 2.3. 2.3. So before starting 2.3, let us go over what we learned so far. Recall. We start talking about statistics. What is a statistic? Statistics is a branch of math. It involves some steps, asking a question, then identifying the population and start collecting the data using random samples. After we collect our data and make sure your collection, the sample is random and it's not a biased sample, we're interested in visualizing the data. How do we visualize the data? We can use frequency table. So we use frequency table. We use histogram. We use pie chart, bar chart, dot plot. And so on. So graphs actually help us to see any pattern in our collection. Do we have outliers? Where is the center of the data? And so on. Well, we're also interested in talking about numerical characteristics for our collection. So we start analyzing the data. So how do you analyze the data? To analyze the data, you have two important characteristics, numerical characteristics that you have to find. The first one is the center of the data. Where is the center? Where are the majority of your collection? And the second one is variability. How your data spread out in the collection. Variability. So today we're going to talk about center first. Later on, we're going to talk about variability. 2.3, page 1. Well, 2.3 focuses on measure of center. Well, what is the center of the data? The center of a collection of data can be one of these three things. It can be either mean, or another word for it, the average, or it can be median, the middle number, or it can be mode, the value with the highest frequency. We're going to discuss each of these in a collection of data. which one is the best representative of the center of your data. So let us write each of these down here. So the measure of center. It can be mean or median, or it can be mode. Well, let us start talking about the mean first. We are on page 1 of our notes definition of mean. Mean or average of a collection is actually a measure of central tendency of a collection of data. Mean or average is a measure of center. So for population, we use Greek letter mu, like a cat, mu. And for a sample, we use X bar. X bar. So by using different symbols, it means that you are either working with population parameter or sample statistic. Population parameter or your sample statistic. How do we calculate mean? To calculate mean, we have to add all the numbers in the collection. Add all numbers. Divide by the number of values in your collection. Again, if you are working with your population, you write mu equals to number. If you're working with a sample, you write X bar equals to a number. Well, so in mathematics, we feel that, okay, this is just a sentence, it's just a word. I'm going to convert that into mathematical notation. So I'm going to write it this way. If I'm working with population, I write mu equals to sigma, Greek letter sigma of x values, your numbers in the collection, divided by n. Sigma means you're adding all of those numbers together. So sigma means addition. Adding the numbers. All numbers, x values. Again, if you are working with a sample, it's going to be x bar equals to sigma x divided by n. N is the total number of values in the collection. How many values do you have? We have 20 data, we have 30 data, and so on. So these are the symbols that we are using. So, to use calculator to find the mean of the collection, first, turn on your calculator, go to Stat. After going to Stat, go to Edit. Now you need to enter the numbers in your collection. After that, you go back to Stat, go to Stat, then go to Edit, then select var1. Then it gives you the following information. Then you see x bar equals to, you see sigma x. We don't need sigma x. We don't care about this. Then you see sigma x squared. We don't need this information. You see s of x. We're going to talk about this later. And comma, you're going to see sigma sub x. And comma, you're going to see n. If you click on the arrows, you can see the rest of the information in your calculator. Very good.
I have a question, and you write about this.
In our first example, you have a sample. In page 1, we have an example. Example says you have a sample of the following information. You have these numbers, 274, you have 235, you have 223, you have 268, then you have 290, then you have 285, and you have 235. Question says, what's the mean of the sample? Well, we have a calculator, we have the instruction how to use a calculator. So I'm going to turn on my calculator. Let me clear that. Okay. So now I click on Stat. I go to Edit. Edit is already selected. So Edit. I'm going to clear these and enter the numbers on the board. Let me just reset my calculator. Okay, I'm going to reset my calculator. Second, pause. I'm going to reset my calculator, all RAM. And I also have to reset the defaults. Here we go. Okay. I go to Stat, Edit, and now I'm entering the numbers on the board. 274, 274, I have 235, 235. I have 223. I have 268. I have 290. I have 285 and 235. Okay, now I click on Send again. I go to Calc. It's already on one variable. Enter. I make sure it's on L1 because I entered all L1 values in the column L1. So enter, enter, and enter. These are the information that I have. What is important for me is the X bar, the mean. So the mean is 258.57.
Excuse me, and I want to ask how.
Very well. Your turn, everyone. There is a checkpoint on page 1. So in this checkpoint, you have a collection of numbers. Question says, find the mean. And here you have of the following data. So here you have 74, you have 85, you have 78, you have 78 again, you have 81, you have 80, you have 87, you have 83, 81, 75, 80, 81, 77, 73, and 8. Okay, guys, take your time. Use your calculator to find the mean or X bar for this collection. So what do I have here? I have my calculator. And what I'm going to do, first I'm going to delete these numbers on L1. I can click on delete. So let's go to each delete. You have to click on each number, select each number, then delete. Delete and delete. So the information that I have are 74, enter, 78, enter. I have 81, enter. I have 87, enter. I have 81, enter. I have 80, enter. I have 77, enter. I have 80, enter. Then I have 85, enter. Then I have 78, enter. I also have 80, 83, 75. What else I have? I have 81. What's the last number? 70. Oh, it's 73. 73. Okay, now I go to Stat, Calc, Calculate, and here it's already selected one variable for me. It's on L1, so enter, 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 and as you can see, it is 79.53 or 79.5, your X bar or the mean.
Oh.
So far, we talked about mean or the average. We are moving on to page 2. It said, other than mean, we have median as measure of center. So what is median? Median is actually defined as middle number. So page 2, definition on median. What is median? Median is the middle number. Median is a measure of center. Which can be found by first ordering the data then finding the middle number. So don't forget to write the data in order first. Otherwise, the number that you get as the median is going to be a wrong number. Here you have two cases. Suppose I have ordered these data values. I have A, B, C, D, and E. It's written in order. What is the middle value? The middle value is going to be C. So you say, hey, median of the data is C. What if you have this case? If you have A, B, C, D, E, and F, what is the median? What is the middle value? In this case, you are focusing on two values in the middle, which is C and D. You take the average of these two numbers, and that's your median. So, C plus D divided by 2 is the median. How do we use a calculator to find the median? First, turn on your calculator, go to Stat, go to Edit, enter the data in L1 or L2, whichever you feel comfortable. Then get back to Stat, go to Calc, one variable, one var, and enter. On the second page of your calculator, you see median. Of the calculator, we see MED, the median. Well, let's go over one example, then use our calculator to find the median. So, example, question says, find the median of the following. The median of 274, 235, 223, 268, 290, we have two more digits, 285, and next number is 235. We're going to find the median. What is the median? Very well, you can say that, hey, I want to use a calculator. Of course, that's easy. We can use our calculator. It's fast. It's very precise. But let us use our marker and write this in order first. Then double check our answer using our calculator. If you write them in order, the smallest number is 223. Then you have 235. I have two of them. Then I have 268, then I have 274, I have 285, and 290. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 3 numbers on the left, 3 numbers on the right, 268 is my median. Let us use our calculator and actually verify this answer. So, let us turn on the calculator. I'm going to go to Stat, Edit. I'm going to delete these numbers. And I'm going to enter these new numbers. 235, enter. 274, enter. 235, enter. 223, enter. 268, enter. 290, 285. Okay. Go to Stat, Calc, one variable, enter, enter, enter. I'm going to go to the second page. I'm clicking on these arrows to direct me to the second page of my calculator. And as you can see, there is the value for median, MED, which is 268. The same value that we found. Okay. So our checkpoints on page 2. In this checkpoint, we have 70, we have 10, we have 50, 130, you have 80, you have 100, you have 50, you have 120, you have 100, and you have 70. Please use your calculator and find the median of your collection. So we're going to go to Stat. We're going to go to Edit. I'm going to delete all of these numbers from my previous list. So as you can see, nothing is in my L1. Now I'm entering these numbers. 70, 10, 50, 130, 80, 100, 50, 120, 100, and 70. This is the list of the numbers that I have. Now I go to Stat, I go to Calc, one variables, I click on Enter 3 times, and I use the arrow to go to the next page. And as you can see, my median is 75. Okay, on page 3, you can see the definition of mode. Definition of mode. Mode is actually value with highest frequency. The value with highest frequency is called the mode. Note that. Note that some data sets have no mode, or they have one mode, or they have two modes. In this case, we call them bimodal set, bimodal, or they have more modes, more than two modes. In this case, we call them multimodal. There you go. So let's check our example. Now, example in page 3. We have the following. Find the mode of the following data set. 223, 235, 268, 274, 285, and 290. What is the mode? Which value is repeated more than once? 223, 235, 268, 278, 285, 290. I don't see any mode. So some collections, some data, they don't have any mode. There is no mode. What if I change this to this set? 235, 223, 235, 268, 274, 285, 290. Which value is repeated more than once? As you can see, 235 is repeated twice. So you write, hey, my mode is equal to 235. Well, we have an example. Finding the mode. At a political debate, a sample of audience members were asked to name the political party to which they belonged. Their responses are shown in the table. What is the mode of the responses? Take a look at your table on the right-hand side. Democrat, 46, Republican, 34, Independent, 39, other, or don't know, 5. Which number has the highest value? As you can see, it is 46. So the mode of the collection is equal to Democrat. Make sense to everyone?